Hello, everybody. I say everybody because I have no idea how many people actually watch this on video. But welcome to this week's Worship at Home. It's in the Worship at Home leaflet from Matthew chapter 5. And Jesus talks about being salt and light. We can all appreciate the idea of light being a blessing, but what about salt? Of course, salt adds flavour, but could Jesus have meant something more? Well, first of all, salt was something valuable. It was of such great value in the ancient world that it was sometimes used as currency. That's where the word salary comes from. So when Jesus says, "You are the salt of the earth," he was talking of something of great value. And I believe he was saying to the disciples that they were of value to God. Well, Jesus doesn't say you could be the salt of the earth. Rather, he says simply and directly, you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. Through trust in him, we can believe that we all have value to God. Christ died for us. Secondly, as we know, a small amount of salt can be sufficient. And when we're faced by the problems in the world, we can feel small, usually feel pretty inadequate. Perhaps Jesus was aware of this when he said, "You are the salt of the earth." What effect could the disciples have in a world where they counted for nothing? And yet they were able to do something which has had a lasting effect as the church grew and spread. Let's remember that Jesus uses other metaphors to indicate that size need not be important. He speaks of how a little yeast can transform flour into bread. He says that if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you can do great things. Finally, yes, salt is about adding flavour, making a difference. You don't have to be someone special to add flavour to life. I remember two sisters from Bradford. While I was their minister, one was dying of cancer in a hospice, but she was a joy to visit, and her strong faith added flavour to all who went to see her. People enjoyed their visits. Her sister had led a sad life with a failed marriage. I was told that she had a beautiful singing voice, but had long since given up singing and was rarely present at church. Sadly, she seemed to carry resentment with her. Jesus says, if salt has lost its taste, how can it be restored? In reality, salt can't lose its taste, but we can lose our saltiness by not believing that we have value to God, by thinking we are too small or insignificant to be important, or by not adding flavour to the circumstances or relationships we encounter around us. So, Jesus calls us as Christian people to have an impact on the world, bringing out the presence of God. But it won't come from just sitting in church or doing nothing. We, as followers of Jesus, fulfill our roles as disciples when we flavour the world around us and illuminate the world with our actions and words that ultimately point to Christ. I end by quoting part of a hymn that's not in our hymn book. A little bit of salt will quickly show its worth. A little bit of faithfulness will change the earth. God, make us worth our salt. A church that's glad to be the change that you desire in each community. It's tempting to remain well hidden, quiet, bland. Yet, God, you make us salt and light to change this land. You send us out to love, to build and to repair, till peace and justice flourish here and everywhere. God bless you all, and I hope this message gives you something to think about. Bye.